Hey, it's been a dream. I went to a few different people asking them, should we do this? Can we do this? But it's been this special man. Mr. Ron Tatum, if y'all want to know what this is all about, this young man right here took me under his wing when I knew nothing.
You still don't know a whole lot.
It's not his fault. When I knew nothing about the car show hobby, I met him at a car show in Virginia Beach. I was building a Monte Carlo that was a 10-year car build. Okay, Randy. Monte Carlo SS with a Buick motor in it. I bugged this poor man to death. He did not know me from a can of paint. And I told him I wanted to build a show car. Showed him my pictures of the car. I followed him around that whole weekend. When I showed him the pictures, he knew I was serious. So he started giving me pointers on how to make this happen. And then once it happened, I told him I wanted to do a event on the Outer Banks. He led me in the right direction, told me I needed to get some good people behind me. He said, I'll help you all I can, but I can't run back and forth to the Outer Banks, so find you some good help down there. And that's where these two came in. And you talking about the best help, oh my goodness, we're a team. But being that said, to me, Mr. Ron Tatum, he's the godfather of the car show world, to me. And if anybody else knows him, that's what they say. He is the man. He took me around and introduced me to people. Half the people here from out of town in the Richmond area and beyond, I drove on his coattails and he introduced me to a lot of people. That's what made this thing happen, because family fun and fellowship is what it's all about. And if it weren't for this man here, this might not have happened. And I really want to thank you very much. And I've got a special award that's dear to my heart that Richard and Sarah surprised me with last year, giving it to someone. In honor of my mom, the Virginia Tillett Community Spirit Award will be presented to Mr. Ronald Tatum. Thank you very, very much. And thank you, Miss Kathy, for letting him train me, show me, take me all over the country. And we were away from you a lot. And the rest of your family, your children. I claim him as a dad also. When I met his sons for the first time, I told him, I said, man, you got another brother. You might not know it, but I've already adopted him and he's adopted me, I hope. We've been together so long, people ask me now, where's your dad? I stopped correcting them. I said, he's not here right now. So that's how much this man means to me. And if anyone that he touches, if you listen, like he told me, if you listen, I'll teach you. But if I'll tell you and you don't listen, hey, that's your fault. Thank you so much, Mr. Tatum.
Okay, my name is Ron Tatum from Richmond, Virginia. Today I brought out our latest build, this 1972 Chevy C10. It has a 67 Chevrolet front end on it, front clip. This truck has been built now probably about 5 years. It's got a number of magazine wins and won at Good Guy shows, NSRA shows. Been featured in about 5 different magazines. It's a custom built. The biggest difference on the truck is the matte paint. It's a matte silver Mercedes matte paint. There's some trick stuff like it's all red under the hood, red interior, but the big feature on it is you got the red ultra leather and the bed of the truck. The bed has been box squared off, finished, custom interior, but stitches interior. It's a 350 engine, crate motor from GM, brand new transmission, 700 R4 transmission, rear end, and the rear has been 12-bolt rear in it, air conditioning, tilt wheel, power steering, power brakes. Just like a new truck, you can get out, run the interstate all day, 70 to 80 miles an hour, and I drive it when I can. I've slowed down with the number of shows I'm doing. I have some health issues that I don't do quite as many, but we still drive the truck. It's a fun piece. I think the biggest accomplishment that was the Good Guy shows, and I was honored here today as a memorial for helping Michael Tillett with the OBX Rod and Custom show. When he first started talking about it, I was giving him some pointers, giving him encouragement, telling him about some of the contacts, pointing out a few things that's very critical in starting the show, and it's really blossomed well for him. I'm really happy for him. And he gave me a special tribute today for that effort, and I'm very proud of that honor.
So I heard he called you the Godfather. What was the nickname he called you?
Godfather of car shows, I think is what he said. But I wouldn't go quite that far. I've been doing it probably since 1974. At this level, I've probably started in 95, 96. This is the fourth real serious vehicle I've done. But I had quite a few others that custom vet, 66 Ford pickup, 55 Chevy, had a 67 Ford Galaxy that I redid. First one was the 55 Chevy, then we did a Volkswagen. So I've had a number of toys, showed motorcycles for about 7 or 8 years. One, they do Daytona with that, so been very blessed to show my field.
I know Mike said, apparently you have all the contacts. So you were able to get him going here. So how did that come about? How old were you when you started?
When I first started doing it, it was right. My home is Martinsville, Virginia, and up there is not a whole lot that you can do. Is the racetrack is there. That's what it's famous for. But other than going to a drive-in theater and bowling there, that's all the choices we had. So a lot of the guys really got heavy into the automobile scene, and that's where it started for me. I hung around with the right people, and then at a very early age in high school doing it, I learned what it took to meet the right people, greet the right people, and how to maneuver in the network. So over the years, a lot of that has helped me in some of my success, and I've tried to pass it along to others like Michael Tillett.
Apparently you did a great job because he's done a great job.
Yeah, and the young man that does a lot of work for me, Love Customs, the same thing applies there. When I met him, he was like 13, 14 years old. He had a rat rod that he had did himself, but we stayed in contact, and I saw him developing and getting better with his builds. So he's the reason we redid this truck. Then I introduced him to some key people, the NSRA and the Good Guy folks, and it helped him with his business along the same lines as trying to help Michael. So that's probably what he was alluding to when he said Godfather of show business. So
Yeah, and listen, I saw a lot of love on that stage, and that's what I can tell this show is about, family, because he got upset, went to his knees just talking about how much he loved you, called your dad. I thought it was a beautiful thing.
it was beautiful and had me crying when he brought the special trophy I think you filmed earlier with talking about his mother and the tribute to her and me together. She was an excellent, she did a lot to help him, bringing him up in the right way, and he's an excellent young man. And he'll go a long ways if he keeps his head like he's got it right now.
Oh yeah.
I see him doing real well. And the people at Dare County think the world of him, and you can see the kind of money they bring into the area.
A whole lot of money, and I'm glad they're giving them love. I'm glad the police seem like they've calmed down and let us have a little more fun than it's been in the previous years. You know, it's a great event.
Well, it's real important. It's real important, and you got these caliber cars. You have to let them have a little fun with it, as long as they don't go overboard. And what I've observed with the police here, they're doing a good job with that. They just let them play a little bit and not get totally crazy. And the biggest thing is, you know, when later in the evenings folks start bending those wrists and all of that, you have to tighten up a little bit more, and that's what they seem to be doing.
I agree. But listen, I appreciate you giving me your time. I was looking forward to coming back and filming you. I told my wife we got to go because I got to film you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming back. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right.